Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are going to be checking out the final trailer for Bravely Default 2. Now, unfortunately, I never got a chance to play Bravely Default 1 or Bravely 2nd. I have heard from multiple people that Bravely Default is one of the greatest JRPGs in modern history, that it has an incredibly exciting and entertaining and engaging combat system, despite the game being a turn-based RPG. And that's some big talk. That's some big words. And the official sequel, I don't know, because I thought Bravely 2nd was the sequel, but now we're getting Bravely Default 2. I'm sure somebody can explain this to me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, is coming out, and it's coming on Nintendo Switch. And partially I'm annoyed at this, just because Bravely Default and Bravely 2nd are both only on the 3DS, maybe the DS, but in my brain, those are the exact same thing, just one has a gimmick and one doesn't. And they've not been ported to anything anywhere, and finding old copies of it, as well as having like a working DS, or this like annoying obstacle if you wanted to play through a series. Now, they have very clearly communicated with Bravely Default 2 that you can play it without having at all to have touched Bravely Default or Bravely 2nd, which is good, and I'm used to that when it comes to like the Final Fantasy series. Because like you can play any of the Final Fantasy games. You don't have to play 1 through 6 to play 7. You just pick one. So if these function in that same vein, cool. But there's a lot of these smaller JRPG strains that they have more things connected between them than Final Fantasy does. Like Final Fantasy, there's almost nothing in terms like Gil, Cactuars, and Chocobos and crystals, and that's about it. So there's some similar creatures, but otherwise the games are not connected whatsoever. The ones that are very clearly so, like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. But a lot of these smaller RPGs that get a sequel, they're like, you don't have to play the first one to play the second one, but then it ends up that like it would have been better if you did. And I'm really hesitant when it comes to Bravely Default 2 of them saying you don't need to play the first one, but then there being an invisible asterisk of it'd be better if you did. But that doesn't matter for what the trailer shows us necessarily. So we are ready to see the final trailer now for Bravely Default 2. I believe the demo for this game is out right now. You can download and play the demo for it on your Nintendo Switch, and the game comes out in a week. I think it's literally in like a week. So, without further ado, let's begin.
May the world stand in awe of the might of Holocron.
Stand in awe! God damn
He
it.
is the only ruler I would ever follow.
No one can
Oh no, English voices.
show me you have what it takes. Come on, give me everything you got.
The time has come for me to recover my kingdom's greatest treasures.
We shall be in need of allies.
I'd say we're pretty wrapped up in them already, wouldn't you?
You're wrapped up in
We
allies?
also have our expert help to call on.
What's with the accents?
As long as we keep moving.
They all
I'm
have
happy.
different accents.
Princess Gloria, we want the wind crystal. You do not care that your actions might bring about
Hang on. Was that supposed to be like a bad guy giving like a demand? We want the wind crystal. Is that a demand, or are you just stating that? Or stay a while and listen. Anyway, was that a British posh accent or an attempt at one? Are you talking to me or theirs? Because the answer probably is still yes.
untold calamity.
You ain't
Probably
the
still
princess
yes.
to me, girlie.
And now, it is time to choose.
I know full well the duty that awaits me.
I know how you feel, Gloria, but you shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself.
Sometimes you need to calm down and take a step back.
I will, of course, assist you in any way that I can.
But please, do take care.
Oh God.
You have to save the city. I'll never allow it.
I I'll die before I let you get hurt again.
Who's doing this to us?
This one's about revenge. Pure and simple.
Random, like, Scotsman.
She's a fairy.
Lord of Dragons, watch over us all.
Do you really believe that the Lord of Dragons speaks to you?
You doubt the truth of his word, child?
Dude's got a floating halo behind him. I'll trust him.
To be unable to protect his beloved people, we must stand together.
A vessel by whose power I shall unite the world!
As long as we're still standing, we'll
Oh my
never
god,
let
there's
you
limit
win.
breaks.
Humans are so broken. They deserve to be wiped out.
The Bravely Default 2 game is almost here.
Looks a lot more like a DS game than a Switch
Set
game.
in a whole
Well,
new world and featuring an
yeah.
all-new cast of characters, this game is perfect for series newcomers and Bravely Default veterans alike.
series newcomers and veterans alike. Oh yeah?
Join the 4 heroes of light on their quest to recover the crystals.
My name is Gloria.
With warm and enticing graphics.
Well, that looks pretty. That part does.
Highly strategic turn-based battles.
How long is this trailer?
And a versatile job system,
Okay.
letting you develop your party however you choose. This RPG on the Nintendo Switch system is one adventure you won't want to miss. Step into a brand new
She didn't say her
world
entire
with
speech
4
box. That's a big
brand new
no-no. Yeah, I'm
heroes.
with you. Either say the whole thing or
Bravely
don't say
Default
anything at
2
all, please.
Launches worldwide on February 26th.
26th. So yeah, just about a week. So here's the thing, all right? There's 2 trailers in here, right? There's this weird hyper-cutty one, and then we got the one where we have somebody talking to
4
us.
heroes of light on
This
their
part,
quest.
right? There's 2 trailers in here. The first half was terrible. Or the first 70% was terrible. Because this trailer, as people have said, there was one in a green dress that looked like a rich widow that doesn't know her husband died. I mean, you know, it's fine. It's fine, whatever. The first 70% of this trailer, this game is not visually stunning. As many people in the chat have already said, this game is not visually stunning. And it's not even like visually stunning in a unique way, like Octopath Traveler. Like that game is visually, it grabs your attention because of the unique art style that it has. Now, whether that art style is for you or not is a different conversation, but it at least stands out. And it doesn't inherently look terrible unless you just don't like the way that style is done. This game's art style is all over the place, as we've seen like these really nicely well done painted backgrounds, but then you have like the really like DS looking characters, like Final Fantasy IV HD style characters, and the jump cutty cinematic trailers that we have here, like this first bit, it does literally nothing because they didn't tell us hardly anything at all about what the story was in all of this jump cut. And all the cuts are like 2 to 5 seconds long. So you don't really get enough time to absorb much of them. And we see battlefields and somebody like charging an attack, but have zero information about like how the combat works or anything like that. And so it doesn't sell anything. It shows everything, but shows none of it well and doesn't give you any information on what any of it is. Like, I feel like this final trailer is literally just a trailer of, it's a game. Whereas we got to this second part where we have this lady talking, and she's talking about what you are going to do.
This game is perfect for series newcomers.
And actually, like, giving you a sales pitch. Now, I'm not saying that I need every trailer to, like, pitch me the game, essentially. I mean, that's really what a trailer is. Ignore that statement. But I don't need somebody to come up with a presentation and be like, this is the game we're selling and here's why you should buy it. Enticing graphics is not a good selling point, not when it looks like this.
Highly strategic turn-based battles.
But you did, like, this little, like, 50, 60 seconds at the end is significantly better at trying to give you some information about the game you're actually buying than that first 70 seconds, that first 2 minutes.
Step into a brand new world with 4 brand new heroes. Bravely Default 2.
Seems bobbleheady. Yeah, a little bit.
On February 26th.
A little bit. If this plays the same as Bravely Default 1 and 2, Bravely Default and Bravely Second, I will probably be interested in at least trying it. I know that Bravely Default looks largely the same in terms of, like, the visual design, like what the game itself actually looks like. That game looks the same as this one. So I will let someone else buy this game in a week, and they can play it, and they can be like, yes, this plays like the first one, it's just as much fun. And then I'll be like, all right, I'll pick it up on, so I say on sale. Nintendo games never go on sale. Never mind, ignore me. If the blonde dude with the pomp has the himbo personality type, then I'll be sold, but that's my deal breaker. If they don't, then you're just like, nope, I'm out. Don't care.
Die before I let you get hurt again.
Who's doing this to us?
Who's doing this to us?
Revenge, pure and simple.
Also, the voice acting is going to be all over the fucking place, isn't it? It does look like a fun game, a Nintendo JRPG, so at least 120 hours at least. I don't think Bravely Default was that long. How long to beat? It depends on how much you do. Bravely Default was 56 hours for the main story, 80 hours for main plus extra, and 100 to complete it. And Bravely Second was something similar. So, but here's the other problem: is that, like, I have so many JRPGs that I want to play, and this has to compete with the other ones that I want to play. But I've heard that the Bravely games are insanely fun, which that makes a very significant difference when it comes to JRPGs. Like, if the actual combat is fun, then it makes such a massive, massive difference. This ain't no Persona 5. That's a good comparison. I've not played Persona 5, but me and Athena played Persona 4, and we played, what, 120 hours? I don't know. It was a lot. It was a ton. I don't even remember how many. I'm going to say 112. And at the end of 112 hours of Persona 4 Golden, we were like, damn, the game's over. There's like nothing left to do. Shit, I was still having a lot of fun. And yeah, it made such a big difference because the game was so much fun. Whereas, like, by comparison, we played through Dragon Quest XI and it started out fun, and then at about hour 50-ish, we were like, all right, we're still going. Yeah, 30 more hours, huh?
And a versatile job system, letting you develop your party however you choose.
So, hopefully this is just an immense amount of fun. I will get some opinions from people that I trust on whether it is an immense amount of fun. And if it is, then sweet! I will probably try it and probably get absorbed by it and then just play it at some other point in time. Anywho, to you watching, you right now, what are your thoughts on Bravely Default 2? The trailer, what we've talked about up to this point, or if you have played Bravely Default or Bravely Second, I would love to know what your thoughts are on the games and the gameplay, and if they are as good as everyone has said. But specifically, if you agree that or disagree that they are extremely fun, can you please explain why? Because Having people just go, yeah, it's good, only does so much. Like, explain to me why it is so good, because I don't know. I know that it has it's like literally the Brave mechanic, the Brave / default mechanic in it, and I don't know enough about that mechanic to know what makes it good. So, if you have thoughts on the series as a whole or the trailer or what we've talked about, please leave them in the comments below or catch up with us on Discord and Twitter. We do these reactions live on our Twitch channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They do happen after our regularly scheduled content, and we do them live so that we can have this back and forth, so we can have a discussion about what we're watching, and it just adds a lot of depth to it, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to be here for the next live reaction, please be here on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and there's a link to everything that I just talked about down in the description below. Some of these trailers are provided by the community, and there is a channel dedicated to it in our Discord, so I hope to see you there. Otherwise, though, there's more reaction videos as well as a series called First Impression that you can check out, where we play through the beginning of a video game and then review it from the perspective of only what it shows us in its opening moments. So if that sounds like something interesting, please go check it out. And if you do watch another one of the YouTube videos, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. Peace out.
Thank you.